Hey guys, welcome to another PlayStation 1 collection video for 2019. I haven't done a collection video in 3 years, mainly because I like to space it out. Well, actually, technically, I did do a one in 2017. I actually did the same thing, brought all the games into one room, and I made a video, but I only showed one person. That was just kind of an exclusive thing. Didn't do one in 2018 because, there's a new couch in the way where I did my last video, and also I just didn't get around to it. But this year I was like, you know what, it's been 3 years, so I'm gonna show everything I have. This is all of everything in one shot, minus the limited editions, PS1 demos, PS1 promos, all of that. What you're seeing is basically just all of the games that would mark as one game off the list, basically. So yeah, I'm just gonna make my way over here. I think I'll start in the corner and get these out of the way real quick. So you might have seen this in the PS1 collection for 2016, which this is GTA double feature, which includes Grand Theft Auto and GTA London. It only got released in New Zealand and Australia. It's really hard to find, and it's probably the rarest double pack PS1 game you can get. These probably wouldn't mark as a game off the list, but I just decided to include them anyways because I saw them on the shelf and I was like, you know what, I'll just put these in, because I actually don't know, like, would these really be... These are, by the way, Midas and Phoenix cardboard box edition games, and I actually have a few duplicates, as you can see, with some in different languages as well. But I don't know if these would be technically limited editions of those Phoenix games, or how those Phoenix and Midas games were actually printed and made. But it's just really hard to tell, so it's just like, you know what, I'm just going to include them and just have them in the video. And I'll get to Phoenix and Midas if you don't really know what I'm talking about later on, once I show you the games. Then these are basically unofficial PS1 games by Blaze. As you can see, has Blaze all the way down. These only got... they weren't like... published by Sony or anything like that, or authorized by Sony, so they kind of just got made like this. There was 6 of them. This is actually very interesting. There's 2 different printed versions of DSP Music Revelation, so I have that in there. So one of them wouldn't really tick as one game off the list, because I've got 2 different versions of it. I've done that with many different games. I've different versions of the same game, which a lot of those I haven't included in my collection, because I'm trying to basically keep it as games off the list as possible, really, if you get what I mean. Then these, some of these would be, again, duplicates of games I already have, sealed, and then some of the, like Dino Crisis, for example, I have unsealed and then I have it sealed. And some games I would only have these sealed at the moment. So it's kind of tricky when you have a PS1 game that's sealed, because you don't know if obviously unsealing the game would not only ruin my collector's heart, but anyone's collector's heart. So it's kind of hard, like, will I just wait until I get an unsealed version of the game, or will I unseal it? I don't know. But anyway, I decided to include them as well. My sealed PS1 games. Then I've got these as well. These 100% are not ticked off the list, but I just decided to again include them anyways. My disc only PS1 games. So look, once I have the inlays and the booklets put together to actually fit it together into one physical game in a case, then I'll tick that off the list, and that'll be another game in my collection. So then I'll make my way over here and start off moving the camera. the whole way down. So yeah, some people always ask me, like, why do you collect PlayStation 1 games? And the reason why is because sometimes real life can be really hard, so when you play games, it's like this perfect escape from it. And I also love the PlayStation 1 for the specific style of the graphics. It's not really just nostalgia. I actually love the style of the graphics, how they look, the simplicity of them, and the simplistic kind of sounds. You could say that about NES, or Mega Drive games. Well, they're simplistic, but the thing is I much more prefer simplistic games that are more 3D. So I'd probably be into Steam if I had the money for one of those alien PC thingies. But no, I just really love the PS1, especially because the graphic style is just really old and vague and kind of blurry and not put together right. So kind of it gives you like that same sort of effect as when you're dreaming, because when you're in a dream, it's like really blurry and vague and stuff like that. And PS1 games are just exactly like that. Like it's like when you play them, it's like you're in a dream. So that's another reason why I collect PlayStation 1 games, because I like that kind of experience. But yeah, so I think all these games here are just games that I like and play and stuff. And because I have all my PS1 games organized in different sections on the wall. So so that kind of goes as far as I think about here. So these 4 stacks, all games that I like and play and stuff. But as soon as you get to here, this is where, as I said, Midas and Phoenix, where those games start. So it's kind of a mix between both. Midas and Phoenix games, by the way, were developing games company that made really cheap kind of PS1 games and PlayStation games. Mainly they published their games on the PS2, PS1. I think the odd time the DS. I'll have to double check, but Midas games are actually quite common, but the Phoenix games are very rare. And I think I've looked at a few of them there. So this one in particular is really rare. The jewel case version of Butsubushi, that only for whatever reason got printed in New Zealand and Australia as well. So it's really hard. A lot of the Phoenix games are really hard to get. Then over here, I've just got more kind of games that I like to play and stuff like that. So yeah, I never actually said how many games I've got in my collection at the moment. So what I have is probably over 1,200 PS1 games. And in my PlayStation 1 2016 video, I would have had probably a little over 800, 900. I may have said 1,000. I was actually wrong. But yeah, because I've over 1,200 now, but in that video it was 800 or 900. So these here are just double pack PS1 games, similar to GTA, double feature, but they came in these kind of white cases instead, and some of them can actually get really rare. Luckily I have all the rarest ones of them, so the rest of those that I need to get are quite common, like with my entire PS1 collection in general. I mean, I have all the rarest games. All I really need to get is just the some common and expensive games. The games keep going up in bloody value, which is making it really hard. And so yeah, I move up here again. So now I think I'm trying to figure out where it starts, but there's some part where it starts, maybe here, maybe at the bottom, I'm not sure, but starting from here, these are games I don't really play, but just having the collection to, tick off the list. So yeah, these ones all down here. One thing that I've really been doing this year, believe it or not, I've only picked up 50 games, less than 50 games even this year, because mainly I've been actually I bought a laptop and it was expensive, and also I've actually been rebuying the same games, because what I'm trying to do now is I'm trying to get the same games again to get the manuals, inlays and stuff that I'm missing for games. And the best way to do that is to just buy them again. And also, yeah, I want to get the same games again, because some of the games actually happen to be printed with, stickers on the case. And some of them actually include like registration cards, these unique kind of booklets, EDOS booklets, for example, with some of the Tomb Raider games. A lot of PlayStation 1 games were printed with came with stuff inside the cases. So I'm trying to hunt down every PS1 game with all the stuff that it came with. So anyway, where does it start? But at some point, I think it gets into the sports titles. So I'm trying to figure out where. Am I wrong? Yeah, no, I think here. Yeah, exactly here. We get into the sports games here, and there's loads of sports games, and these are the ones that are just shelf fillers, really. But yeah, sports games. So, what was I going to say? So yeah, probably in the past 3 years, how many games have I picked up since then? Well, in 2016, I remember clearly it was 650 games I needed left to complete the full set. And now it's 2019, and I have 255 PS1 games left until I have the full complete set. So that will be me with the full set then, once I get those all off the list. So yeah, I've picked up about almost 400 games in the last 3 years. It was mainly 2017 where I picked up a lot of stuff, and maybe parts of 2018. 2019 was not good, because I just, I was rebuying the same games. I probably would have gotten a lot of games with manuals, in my collection, meaning, I've bought the same game again to get the manual, have the manual now type thing. So that's what really could have happened this year. Where does it start? So yeah, I think, here again, here's where the small box PS1 games start. So these cases, by the way, John Lumu Rugby. So these cases would be slightly smaller than your average PS1 game, and kind of designed a little differently. So I've got a few of those. They're actually a pain in the ass to get, good condition cases for them, because the cases are actually harder to find, unless you get loads of duplicates of like Time Crisis or something. Because sometimes the best way to buy a lot of these PS1 games is just to buy games in bulk and then sell on the spares and stuff. The only thing is, it is time consuming, so you have to have the spare time. From this point on, I'm looking at it wrong. No, yeah. So down here, from where's it? This point on, see where that game is? All of these next games, all the way up, as far as I think here, all of these games from these three piles are smashed and broken cases that need to be fixed. All of my PS1 games, so all these here, all the way down, these three, all smashed. All my PS1 games, I make sure that they have good condition cases and are cleaned as well, so that the cases are really mint. And I do that with my collection, because I don't want to be going around with smashed cases. And usually I would get good condition cases inside like bundles, PS1 bundles that I'd buy. what I'd do is I'd swap the cases round, and then sell my spare PS1 games that I get from the bundles with the cracked cases, and then replace the good cases with games I have that have cracked cases. So yeah, all three of those piles all cracked. And so then this last pile here are big box PS1 games, or yeah, I think they're called big box PS1 games, and I've got loads of them. Those cases are actually kind of cool in a way. You know, I think NTSC games also have big box PS1 games. So yeah, all the way up, and then we stop right here. And this is the rarest PlayStation 1 game there is. So if you're ever wondering like what is the rarest PAL PS1 game, it's Cindy's Fashion Worlds. I know it doesn't really need like a protective case over it, but I just like to have it in one just because, I don't know. I just kind of care a lot about it, and I kind of want it to just be have a plastic case over it. So this game is one hell of a game to get. I mean, you know, when I got it, I contributed an iPhone 6, swapped an iPhone 6 with plus €70, and an iPhone 6 at the time was worth, well, I bought it for like €720, and I think it was worth about over 600. And so it was like 700 and something that I paid for like this. And yeah, it takes, usually on eBay, this game, it takes years to find. Years. Because it just never comes up on eBay. There was actually one that came up, I think, for 1,000 on eBay for this. Not sure if someone bought it or not, but it was up there for 1,000 for a while this year. And there was one guy who was saying, hey, man, you know, can I buy your Cindy's Fashion World game off you? And I was like, no, you have to try and find it yourself. And I was trying to tell him, hey, look, man, look, there's one up on eBay at the moment for 1,000. And I don't think he replied or whatever. He kind of ignored me, but it was up for sale. But yeah, I paid like 700 or 600 for mine. It was definitely one of the most expensive PS1 games if not the most expensive money I've ever spent on a PS1 game. And the reason, and this was even before there was like high demand for it as well. This was back in 2015. So I really was just like, you know what, I'm putting everything in just to get this. So now this gets me on to the final part of my PlayStation 1 Collection video of 2019. So you may have thought that Cindy's Fashion World over here was quite special and quite incredible to own. But that's absolutely nothing in compared to what I got in 2017. Cindy's Fashion World. Yes, the rarest PlayStation 1 game in the world, factory sealed. I wouldn't have been able to get this without the help of a guy called Chris and Caleb as well. Two guys, and this ultimately is one of a kind of a game to own factory sealed. So the seal is in amazing condition. I think it was my fault about the disc rattling. I'm just not a sealed collector really, so I'm just not good with sealed games. I think I've showed every side, but this is definitely incredible to own. But the thing I want to tell you next is that I'm actually not going to be keeping this. And I know you're like, what? But the reason why is because I've kind of just thought a lot about things, and you know, it doesn't actually officially mark as one of the games off my list, and I already have it unsealed over there. So I'm actually thinking of actually selling this. So I'm going to put up a video in about 3 weeks, couple of weeks, make an up close I think I'm already doing that, but make an up close little video of this, and then put an eBay listing in the description. I'm also selling it because I'm going to be moving out soon, and I need a bit of money for my apartment and stuff like that. So I just was like, you know what, I'm going to sell it. So this could be in your hands. Keep an eye out for the video in the next few weeks. I'm going to be selling this game factory sealed right here, which is definitely one of a kind of a game really to own. It's at the moment my prized possession above all my PlayStation 1 games, and also my limited editions, whatever else I haven't included in this video, which I will probably show one day. But yeah, it is definitely something worth having if you're like, you know, especially if you're looking for all the PlayStation 1 games factory sealed. You're going to need this. So I have it, and I'm going to be putting it up for sale. So yeah. So in conclusion, to finish off this video, looking forward into the future with my PlayStation 1 collection. Probably this year I might not get many PS1 games off the list, so there might not be a 2020 video, because I'm probably going to just be rebuying the same game over and over, and then selling on the spare of that game, just to get it complete, just to get it, you know. Pretty much majority of my PS1 games, almost all of them, probably about 92% I would say of my PS1 games are complete with the manual, blah blah blah. But I want to also rebuy the games to get, as I said, stuff that the games were printed with. So booklets, registration cards, stickers on the case, and then, as I said, manuals. So I'm going to be rebuying a lot of the same games again, just to fully complete each individual one. And that's probably what I'm going to be doing this year. And in return, I'm going to build up a lot of games for sale then. So then maybe towards the end, I'll just sell off all of the duplicate games I have on bidding on eBay or something like that, and then just make a ton of money, get all that money together, and then finally, bang, finish the collection or something like that. I'm nearly there. It's 255 games left. It will probably be another 2 years. It might be more. It might be less. I'm honestly not sure. But until then, or until another time I make a video on my PS1 collection, I think that's all I wanted to say. I think that's all I wanted to say. If there's anything else, I'll just put it towards the end of this video. But yeah, that's it. So hope you enjoyed this video. And I will see you again in a few weeks with a video on this and an auction in the description. Just wanted to finish up with something real quick. You would have seen these already in the video, but I got my achievement. One thing I really wanted after I made the 2016 PS1 collection video was to get all the Mega Man games. I picked up 6 of them in 2017, and then I think towards the end of 2018 I got X5, X6 and Battle and Chase. Very expensive, really hard to get. Well, not hard to get, but just really expensive. And the value, you know, this is like 1,200, 1,300 worth of material. But I have them all, and these are money wise a real bitch to get off, you know, the PlayStation 1 PAL collection. Really expensive stuff. Yeah, of course, Misadventures of Tromboni in there as well, which is a Mega Man related game too. So just thought I'd mention that. Got one of my achievements from the 2016 video, and probably my biggest achievement of the, you know, after the 2019 videos, just to, you know, rebuy a lot of the same games and kind of make every single PS1 game that I have, not only to have it, but to have it 100% complete. So anyway, take it easy.